Well, you may not know this, but there's things that gnaw at a man worse than dying.
Hey guys. Well, it's been a notable day. A lot of stories indicating a change from different sources. Mark Murchison said to sing, the night is almost over. And then there's all these other reports. I guess perhaps finally my words were not misinterpreted. But until we know more, we'll just leave it there and just, again, what are we doing? Well, we're going up. Let's just continue going up, 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 up. I went to the library today, pick up a series, and that Westworld with Anthony Hopkins looked like it was one worth betting on. And so I had a very unusual experience. I'm not going to elaborate very much here because anyway, you know, what I've noticed for the longest time after going into it for so many years is that everybody that shows up is different, or that which you notice is as the same is probably manufactured or fake, or is having help to show up like that. But I did have this experience I've never had before, and it was, I turned to look at this woman. I was talking to one of them and just in general having a little chitty chat with the ladies, and I turned to look down at the one who was looking for whatever and typing stuff in, and she looked back at me, and I didn't notice it at the moment. All I knew is something was there. And I was looking into these blue eyes, and I was kind of stunned, but I don't know. I'm just using that word. I wasn't stunned. It was something happened. Okay? Something registered. And I wasn't sure what it was, but I reacted with pretty eyes. I had to say it. And there was, you know, have you ever looked at something or someone and said, deja vu? There's something there that's different. Something else is going on. And later on, whenever I replay, because you know you can go back and there's, even if it's only a 1 second long moment, there's a whole lot of stuff that you've taken in that you didn't register consciously in the moment. And you can re-examine all that. So I'll go back to key moments sometimes to look at the scene. And, you know, the only thing is where did the suggestions come from? What is exactly thoughts that I might be having if it's not given to me? Because we have been doing a lot of that last samurai stuff of no mind. It's just like, we're here, we're there, we're observing, we're taking in information, but really not making too many judgments about anything in the moment, except for general classifications. Of course, there's those that light up on the radar big. Then there's those that light up on the radar as scandalous little turds. But then there's this that happened today, where I'm looking into eyes that I don't know what to make of, but they're very notable to me. And there's a reaction that I'm having that I don't know what it is. I'm not even conscious of it. So I'm not going to be stuck in anything. So that's where I just go and say, pretty eyes. And she said, thank you, I think. But now whenever I go back to look at it, what I imagine that I was seeing was eyes that were extremely familiar to me. Eyes that I would have to recognize after having stared into them with much love in my heart for those eyes. even if you know in your heart and mind and say, those were those eyes, right? Nothing else was what it's supposed to be, though. Now, I'm sure that if it was them, they have showed up trying to do the whole 9 yards with the hair and looking very similar to what they did. But, woo, I'll tell you, it is some kind of a special hell. You're one lonely star. You don't know who you are. And a tear fell. It's amazing to me whenever I look back at what moments stood out and lasted. I can remember certain moments with different ones, different people. And tears marked chapter points. Quiet snowfalls coming down where no one was on the road. No one was out. But yet still, here they come up my driveway. It's the magical moments, stuff like that. Intense little things. But that was back whenever I believed in everyone and everything as real. That I'm not meeting with an actress, but an actual woman who never knew me, never met me, didn't read my profile or study my playlist or anything else. But it was just an actual woman who, back then, whenever romance was real, when there's still the thought of children and grandchildren and growing old, sipping iced tea together on the front porch was still a great idea. Something feasible. And most definitely, in my romantic mind, a very rewarding type of scenario. But I am waxing poetic here, aren't I? And this has already gone on almost 10 minutes. The last couple of attempts went on and on and on and on. But I was trying to address a whole lot of things. I will just say that, it's been a different kind of day. I've noticed lots of people. Traffic, not perhaps consciously in the moment, but then later in replay as it comes back. You know what I'm saying? An experience like that, it just says you're in hell. You're absolutely in hell. People are coming to visit you in your hell, hoping to maybe help you or wake you up from your hell or help you to climb out of it. And if that's what they're doing, yay! But you don't feel ever, anyone who comes to me, whom I've known, regardless of how dear you were to me, you can't become offended or saddened by the fact that I'll look you straight in the eye and not see anything else at you and say, well, it's a new person, I'll just treat them as a brand new person. Hi there, stranger. It's sad, isn't it? That's why about 15 years ago, certainly 10 years ago, I started saying, I'm done, I'm done, I'm done, I'm done. But seldom have they listened. I can only guess that whatever happened was they weren't able to really misinterpret my words this time round. It's getting better, is what my assertion is. And I perceive it to be as much. And it was a very interesting experience to see eyes, and then later, the brain going, well, it was those eyes. Even though I don't have any proof of that, and my God in heaven, it's been, 20 years since I've looked into those eyes. It's just the silliest darn thing I can imagine. Where are we at? Where do we be? Seriously, where are we? I do like the good reports that we've been getting. Sounds like freedom is beginning. And some of the things about romantic people and stuff and things going on is, well, again, if ever the evil gets out of the way, then there's perhaps friends that might be, I might be getting with and doing work with or whatever we're doing. I don't know. But you gotta get in your mind, I'm probably never going to recognize any of you because you're not the same. If you changed and you're somebody different, I mean, I'm glad you recognize me or the show and all that. And I hope this little hell that they made improves, and there's joy. We continue rising up higher and higher, up and out of it. We're going to make it through the night, or whatever hell it is. Make it turn out all right. Oh gosh, guys. All right, listen. Thanks very much again for all your love and support. It's working. It's happening. I'm becoming more encouraged by what I've been seeing and what I've not been experiencing. It has improved. It is getting better. And again, thank you all so very much. We'll talk to you real soon.
We all must face reality, Dowd, sooner or later.
Well, I wrestled with reality for 35 years, Doctor, and I'm happy to state I finally won out over it.